This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Don Brennan, along with Josh Stone. Josh completing his first week with us, back after years away.
Well, not a week, just 3 days.
Well,
but it's been like 3 months.
Wait a minute.
A whole week.
Quiet on the set. I said completing the week with us, not a week.
Oh,
the
okay.
week.
Well, see, it's the
Okay.
sleep
See what I'm
deprived I'm
saying?
going through. But,
Yeah.
No, that's all right.
it's one of those
give your
deals.
ears a chance, fella.
Exactly.
It's been a busy week for you to come, too, because we're finally having a storm that's brewing.
Something to talk about.
Something to
other
talk
than
about besides the
same
sea.
showers and storms every day, yada, yada, yada. But, yeah, we do have something we've been watching over the last 5, 6, 7 days. It's just kind of meandering out there, and we're going to break that down for you in our main weathercast. But right now, we're looking at our current temperature being 79 degrees, all quiet here on the western side of Florida. Nothing really to talk about for showers and storms, but that will be on the increase as we go through this afternoon. Do you know, yesterday we hit a high of 97. That was a record. Yeah, pretty warm. And we're going to be warm again, low to mid 90s, depending on where you are. There's some activity down to our south. There's a little boundary that's to our south around Fort Myers, and they're experiencing some wet weather. But the day planner for us, once again, few clouds this afternoon, showers and storms, and then we're going to talk about that tropical system potentially coming our way later.
All right, thanks a lot, Josh. Taking a look at roadways on your Friday morning commute. There is an accident ready. It's on 75. It's a serious accident at 234, mile marker 234, southbound 75. So be aware of that. Obviously, not a lot of people on the road right now, but I'm sure it will cause mayhem if it takes a while to clear, and it is serious. Otherwise, Manatee County is looking good. 75 south of mile marker 234 is looking good. 301, 41, they're all moving along nicely all the way into and through Sarasota County. And topping our news this morning, things went from bad to worse for some business owners on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. In the middle of the major road project, an aging water main suddenly broke yesterday.
Yeah, shut off water to 20 businesses, an assisted living facility, and 40 nearby residents. ABC 7's Ray Collins has the details.
Just in case it couldn't get any more hectic on Bee Ridge Road, this happened Thursday. Water streaming down the side of the road, making a bad situation worse. A Sarasota County spokesman says an aging pipe not related to the construction project suddenly burst.
What's the situation here?
We have no water.
Jackie Driscoll owns one of the 20 businesses that lost water on Thursday. She's using that spray bottle judiciously while waiting for service to be restored. Between the water main break and the road project, Jackie says traffic has not been good.
I was in 2 accidents in 1 week myself, and witnessing accidents right out front. It's terrible.
It's an absolute mess.
Mark Koch, one of the countless drivers who try to avoid Bee Ridge.
I avoid Bee Ridge Road and the businesses right now on Bee Ridge Road because they're hard to get to. Traffic's a mess.
And traffic may still be a mess long after Thursday's water main is fixed. But Koch realizes in the big picture, it's all in the name of progress.
Yeah, it's a nightmare traveling down this road right now. But again, I guess it's a necessary evil. It's part of growth.
So the rush is on here on Bee Ridge Road. Workers are fully aware that a number of residents and businesses are waiting for their work to be completed. On Bee Ridge Road near McIntosh, Ray Collins, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Ray. Well, the Bradenton man charged in the death of an infant under his care will be in court today for a probable cause hearing on additional charges of child abuse. Eric Neri was charged late Wednesday with second-degree murder in the death of a 10-month-old baby that he was babysitting. The infant suffered several fractures to her skull, which police say led to her death. Police say Neri was dating the baby's mother. A 3-year-old boy he was also watching showed signs of abuse and is now being treated for a brain bleed, skull and leg fractures, and bruising. Neri will be in court for the abuse to the 3-year-old.
Strange man hitched a ride on a Manatee County school bus, and now parents are up in arms. 27-year-old Eric Hall, who has an extensive criminal background, got on the school bus on 9th Avenue in Northwest Bradenton earlier this week. Eventually, he came clean and told the driver he wasn't a student. He's now facing charges of trespassing on school property and being investigated for a burglary that happened in the area around the same time. The district has finished its investigation, and the general feeling is the bus driver handled the incident in a professional manner. Some parents, though, are asking for more security.
He was just using the school bus as a mode of transportation to get out of the area he was in.
I don't know if maybe they could wear, name tags or something on them so that we all know that they're students and some, random person can't just get on a bus.
The district is not recommending any disciplinary actions for the bus driver.
Well, emergency management officials are now keeping a close eye on a system in the tropics right now, as are we, and they want you to as well.
That's right. We'll all keep a close eye on it. Suncoast being advised to be like a Boy Scout and be prepared. ABC 7's Rick Adams has more.
As a system in the tropics tries to develop into what could be Tropical Storm Hermine, some Floridians are bracing for the worst, while others aren't too concerned. Although Bradenton resident Nicole Skaggs experienced the last major hurricane on the Suncoast more than a decade ago, a storm like the one brewing in the tropics doesn't faze her.
As a native Floridian, obviously you watch it carefully, but I'm not afraid of it.
One of the many places closely monitoring this storm is the Sarasota County Emergency Operations Center. They say right now crews are looking at the best and worst case scenarios and being ready for whatever comes our way.
Our departments are actively working through checklists to make sure that all the infrastructure is prepared and that we're ready to go if we are in fact impacted, depending on the storm's track or development.
The Holmes Beach Police Department is taking this storm seriously. They sent a Facebook message to their residents to take all the necessary steps to be ready. Holmes Beach is a city that experiences flooding during most wet weather events, such as Tropical Storm Colin back in June, which filled the streets with deep water.
We really want to make sure everyone's prepared, and if it comes down to where we have to evacuate, just make sure you have your hurricane pass, which the paperwork is here available for the residents.
In addition to being ready to evacuate, emergency management officials say it's important to stock up on supplies, have a hurricane plan in place, and know where your closest hurricane shelter is located. Janet Schaefer lives a block away from the Gulf and Holmes Beach. She has her routine when a big weather event slams the coast.
The only thing I find very, very important is to move all my outside furniture that's by my pool, all of my plantings inside my shed.
Whether you live near the beach or further inland, emergency management officials are urging folks and people visiting here to keep a close eye on the storm and be prepared. Reporting from Holmes Beach, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Now, One Blood is also preparing for the storm. The Blood Center is asking for immediate blood donations because the most critical time for donations is before any storm or hurricane. All blood types are needed, especially O negative and O positive, as well as platelets. Anyone over the age of 16 weighing at least 110 pounds is eligible to donate. And the heroin epidemic is proving costly for Manatee County Emergency Medical Services. According to the Bradenton Herald, the county has spent $73,000 this year on naloxone. That's an antidote that helps treat those suffering from an overdose. That's a $60,000 increase compared to just 3 years ago. The Bradenton Police Department is also looking to use and carry naloxone, but the funding needs to be found, and it would have to cover the $17,000 needed to begin carrying it. Over the next 5 years, the county will receive part of a $6 million grant from the Department of Children and Families to help address those overdoses. Meanwhile, Manatee County is also working on how to provide health care for low-income residents. The County Commission met with a consulting firm to go over their options on how to pay for providing that health care. The firm recommends the county hires 5 case managers to work one-on-one with high-risk and high-need low-income patients. Case managers would make sure that they're keeping up with medications and other health care needs. As far as funding, the county should consider using half-cent sales tax or maybe donations or limiting eligible patients to help with funding.
Manatee County staff is looking to change the ordinances for special events to make sure they are more safe and secure. Staff presented commissioners with a proposal for a special event ordinance that will turn the focus away from land zoning to police power. With this proposal, event organizers would be required to get a permit first that describes how the event will affect traffic, parking, and security, among other issues. No action has yet been taken on this proposal. In Venice, we're starting to see the Hamilton condominium building's transformation into a library take shape. It's set to open in late September or early October. And over the last few days, workers have been moving shelving inside, putting it back together, and organizing it into different book genres. This will serve as the temporary location while Sarasota County officials finalize plans to build a new library that will be in the same area as the old library, which was closed earlier this year due to nagging mold concerns.
Governor Scott showing his appreciation to 300 veterans living here on the Suncoast for their service to our country. Veterans and their families packed the National Guard facility in Bradenton to be given their medals during the governor's Veteran Services Award ceremony. These vets we spoke to say it was a special honor.
It's always good. It's always makes your heart happy, you know. I'm glad I got to serve. I'm proud of it. This is my country, and I'm proud of my country.
Governor Scott is expected to host similar events across the state in the coming months.
Oh, I love to see that.
Yeah, they definitely, thanks for serving.
Yes, yes, thank you.
We all benefit. The Suncoast is receiving national recognition for its job growth.
We like awards. Forbes magazine naming Northport, Sarasota, and Bradenton number 10 in a list of best areas for job growth. Northport is seeing a 3.6% increase in new jobs each year, and this list refers to Northport as a metro community and includes Sarasota and Bradenton. It joins 4 other Florida metro areas, including Naples, Cape Coral, and Orlando. The magazine recognizes the construction, retail, and healthcare sectors that are flourishing in Florida and in Northport. Who would have thought?
I know, it's a burgeoning place.
It is, and especially Northport. I mean, for so long it has been known as just very quiet, not too much going on over there. I haven't made my way down there. I know you do a lot with sports and various things.
No, it's a happening place. It's a good community, good fabric of a community too, and it's because it's a pretty new community, so it's
it's really growing,
evolving.
There we go. We might see more people moving to Northport.
Hey, Northport's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. Good place.
That's it. That's actually their motto on their city.
We're cool.
Yeah, we're cool.
But it may not be
not
cool
physically,
today.
yeah,
It has
not a
not been
reality.
cool this week because of warm temperatures.
Yeah.
We'll talk about your forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Also coming up, with this tropical system churning out there in the Atlantic, it may interfere with the primary elections in Florida next week. We will tell you more about that coming up.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on a pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Okay, everyone, get out of bed, get up, rise and shine. It is Friday morning. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi. And boy, you know, working the morning shift, sometimes you lose sleep, but being a meteorologist with this situation happening this entire week, I've really had a lack of sleep because it has been mind-boggling what the heck this thing is going to do. Invest 99L. Last 5 days, this thing has just been meandering around and around and around. Finally, it got over Hispaniola, and the question was, okay, here we go. It's going to start. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening because so many obstacles that have been deterring this thing from growing. And what we did see last night was the center of circulation start to kind of erode away because the inflow to the storm is getting blocked by the high terrain in Hispaniola, these mountains here. So the wind can't, this moist air carrying the wind can't get into the core of the storm, and basically the thing is kind of fizzling out. Now, that doesn't mean it's over because the track here with all these computer models does take it towards Florida, and now most of these models are shifting it towards the west coast of Florida. So what's going to happen? Is it going to be a tropical depression? Is it going to be a tropical storm? Well, the fuel is there for a potential redevelopment because water temperatures are in the upper 80-degree temperature range and lower 90s. So that's prime fuel. In this area around the Bahamas, there's going to be a lack of shear. There's no mountains here to disrupt the upper level flow. So something could get going, but I think it's running out of water real estate. And by the time it gets to around Florida, yeah, we may have a lot of rain coming around this thing, so by early next week, we won't have to water our gardens with our garden hoses because this thing will bring natural rain, but we're going to have maybe the winds increase a little bit, but I don't think this is going to be a full-fledged like hurricane. However, if the models trend this into the open waters of the Gulf of Mexico, we could have some strengthening to maybe a tropical storm heading up to the northern Gulf Coast. Right now, due to a boundary to our south, there's some shower activity, but nothing here along the Suncoast. We could get those showers developing later this afternoon and tonight. So for your Friday evening plans, you may want to bring an umbrella as these showers and storms track their way. Right now, our current temperature is 79 degrees, and we're looking at, for the boaters, a high tide at 7:06. 4:02 would be the low tide this afternoon. And then seas 2 feet and a moderate chop in the inland waterways. As far as your forecast goes, well, there's that system coming our way. Regardless what it is going to bring us some heavy rain early next week, guys.
All right, thanks, Josh. As far as our roadways this morning at 518, looks like in Manatee County, I'm not seeing any major issues. The interstate is still clear, at this point in the morning. As you head up into I-75, though, let's get a look up further into Ellington, that area there. There was an accident. It looks like it has cleared up at this point in the morning. I don't see it any longer. It's all clear then on the interstate as you head into Sarasota. Not seeing major slowdowns, just some more cars on the roadway than usual at this point in the morning. Seeing some volume picking up, but no accidents to report. And South County so far is looking great. Well, the work week is starting to draw to a close, and rain or shine, the weekend is looking good.
Looks like there's going to be definitely some rain, and ABC 7's Linda Carson takes a look at what's going on around the Suncoast in today's Suncoast scene.
In this last weekend of the Venice Summer Cabaret Festival, Catherine Parks and Matthew Ryder present a show called Songs to Sweep You Off Your Feet.
We're going to be doing classics from the world of musical theater, like If I Loved You from Carousel, and
contemporary too. Lots of contemporary Broadway. Andrew Lloyd Webber, I'll Ask of You.
A beautiful song from Bridges of Madison County by Jason Robert Brown that we're doing, 1 Second in a Million Miles.
Saturday night at 8 at the Venice Theater. Sunday at 2, a solo performance by Stephen Ditchfield of the Ditchfield Family Singers.
It's a wonderful showcase of some of the great music from the American Songbook. I'll be doing a lot of the great standards from, Sinatra and Tony Bennett and Mel Torme.
Inglewood's Chalk Fest is coming up on Saturday. Register at 8, and it starts at 9 until 2 p.m. Dearborn Street is going to be transformed into a work of art.
And these guys are coming to the Cock and Bull.
We are the Mystic Circus. We're kind of based out of everywhere, but originally from New York City. I'm a contortionist, and just a general weirdo. This young man is a sword swallower and a human blockhead.
Sword swallower, I can field this one, Rush. Sword swallower and a human blockhead.
And Shawnee.
She is a lyra performer. If you don't know what that is, it's an aerial hoop that flies high above the stage, and she does aerial acrobatics. She also is a fire eater, fire breather, and a burlesque performer.
You can see these guys live at the Cock and Bull Friday night.
It is not kid-friendly. If you have delicate sensibilities, definitely not for you. But it is wild, it is fun, and I have heard it is the greatest show people have ever seen.
And the biggest entertainment bargain on the Suncoast this weekend, Friday Fest on the Bay behind the Van Wezel. Admission is free, and the band Rebel Heart will perform.
We're probably going to do around 80% of country songs and then a few rock, dance pop songs.
Bring along a lawn chair or a blanket and make yourself comfortable, but no coolers are allowed. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Linda. Friday Fest is always a blast. We always have a booth out there, so stop by and say hello. And hopefully the rain will hold off a little bit.
Hopefully. It looks like it might. And then, you know, you get in, get your Friday Fest in, and then, you know, spend a rainy Saturday hanging out and doing errands.
Some of those other events.
Exactly.
So. Perfect. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
President Obama taking a tour into virtual reality will show you how he celebrated 100 years of National Park Services coming up.
Welcome to the all-new Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice.
Seymour smiles.
Seymour selection of quality new and pre-owned vehicles.
Seymour for your trade-in.
Seymour savings.
Step up to GMC and get cash back for up to 12% of the MSRP on these select 2016 GMC vehicles. That's over $9,300 cash back on this Yukon.
Seymour now at Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice. Go to SeymourBuickGMC.com.
US Med has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, US Med will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with US Med. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call US Med today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits in the bottle of strips.
Act now, and US Med will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call US Med today.
You'll be glad you did.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Temperatures on the Suncoast are rising and the deals are hotter than ever during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. You'll feel cooler than ever when you drive away in a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999, or take home a stylish new Jeep Renegade for just $17,999. How about a new 2016 Jeep Patriot for just $14,999? Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
It is 5:25, and Apple appears to be working on its own social network.
ABC's Kenneth Gibson and Diane Macedo have the details.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple ready to battle Snapchat and Instagram.
The tech giant is reportedly testing a new video sharing and editing app that
That would be for the iPhone and the iPad and could be out next year.
Another high-tech first for President Obama.
He's becoming the first president to star in a 3D virtual reality film. Viewers get an immersive experience of his recent trip to Yosemite National Park.
Actually, the president himself got a preview of the film wearing a virtual reality headset outside the Oval Office.
And Domino's says it's one step closer to delivery by drone.
The company demonstrated a drone delivery in New Zealand, predicting trial deliveries there by the end of the year.
But due to restrictive airspace laws in the U.S., don't expect your Domino's pizza delivered by drone here anytime soon.
I wonder if it's still warm. See the fellows dig in. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Dannon Oikos.
A box is where you keep things safe, which might be some people's goal, but not mine. When you dare to move forward, so much is possible. And what helps me do it? New Oikos Greek non-fat yogurt, now with all natural ingredients with vitamin D, 25% less sugar than before, and 12 grams of protein to help keep me going. I'm Misty Copeland, and I am unstoppably myself. Be unstoppably you.
Dogs sure can be messy. But with NexGard, their flea and tick killer doesn't have to be. NexGard, the vet's #1 choice for dogs, is a delicious beef-flavored chew that kills both fleas and ticks. So it's easy to give, easy to take. Reported side effects include vomiting, itching, diarrhea, lethargy, and lack of appetite. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures. Why mess around? For powerful flea and tick protection, ask your vet about NexGard, the #1 choice of vets for their dogs and yours.
Stand out in your new Wild Lexus. Now is your golden opportunity to lease a new 2016 Lexus ES350 for only $329, or enjoy 0.9% APR, just $329, exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. This hurricane season, turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, and when you're ready to sell, you'll get more money back. Come fall in love with the longest-lasting vehicle in its class, the Subaru Outback. Or lease a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing right now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Welcome back, two of my favorite guests, Cash 3 and Play 4.
Surprise! We're Pick 3 and Pick 4 now.
Whoa!
But we still play exactly the same. We just got a fresh new look.
Speaking of surprises, I have one for you. Say hello to Pick 2 and Pick 5!
Introducing the complete Pick family of games.
We're family now.
The new Pick 2 and Pick 5 have joined Pick 3 and Pick 4 to give you more choices in your daily gameplay. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, Eye Comfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Stand out in your new wild Lexus. Now is your golden opportunity to lease the bold new 2016 Lexus RX 350 for only $419, or enjoy 1.9% APR. Just $419, exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, a lawsuit over 911 calls in the Pulse nightclub shooting is heading back to state court. We'll have the details on the federal court's ruling in the case.
Plus, FEMA responds to Governor Scott's request for an emergency declaration for the growing algae bloom.
And NASA is one step closer to bringing humans to Mars.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Don Brennan, along with Josh Stone. And, well, Josh, everybody is on on pins and needles, wondering what's going to happen with the storm. I know,
Hopefully people were going to be prepared in case, because we always should be. We are in hurricane season.
And if not, then they're all going to be jam-packed in Publix and Target and everything tomorrow.
There's a lot of pressure on the weather department here. But yeah, I've been on pins and needles as far as everyone else. Almost every meteorologist in Florida has been like saying, what's going on here? What do we got? Give us something to work with so we can forecast it more accurately. But it's just been a system where it's been taking its time, and there's been a lot of variables that coming into play here to disrupt anything from getting stronger, which is good. But we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about the school bus forecast. 79 degrees and great start to your day. It's Friday. Tomorrow's Saturday, so no school. And we're going to experience some dry conditions for the morning hours, but, well, you know the drill. Afternoon showers and storms are in the forecast thanks to that easterly wind that will happen today, just like the last several days. Some wet weather closing in on Lee County over here in Fort Myers. If you're going south, could run into a few showers there, but all is quiet here along the Suncoast. No storms to talk about, but there is that one little system just to our southeast that could plague us by early next week. We'll talk about it coming up.
Thank you, Josh. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways. One accident we had in Manatee County has been cleared away, so it's not an issue on 75. That right now is looking good for the most part. We'll get to that in a second. The building traffic right there at Cortez Road as you approach on 41 from the south towards downtown Bradenton. And then 79th Street is partially blocked at 50th Place, so be aware of that. And that's right off of 75 there in Manatee County. And as you move down into Sarasota County, everything is moving along nicely there. There is an accident out east. And just see if we can move up there to on State Road 70 at Uline Road. So be aware of that. It's State Road 70 and Uline Road. Everything else, though, is looking good this morning. No accidents or delays in South County. Topping our news this half hour, a federal judge is sending the battle over the release of 911 calls from the Pulse nightclub shooting back to state court.
U.S. District Judge Paul Byron says the federal court lacks jurisdiction over this case, but media companies are suing the city of Orlando, requesting that the recordings of 911 calls and communication between police and the suspect be released. The city claims these recordings are exempt under public records law. 50 people were killed in this shooting, including the suspect. 53 others were injured. One still remains in the hospital. An update now on Governor Scott's appeal of FEMA's decision to deny an emergency declaration in regards to the growing algae bloom. FEMA has denied this request, reaffirming its original finding that federal assistance is not appropriate for the event. Governor Scott requested the declaration under the Stafford Act to repair the Herbert Hoover Dike, which surrounds Lake Okeechobee. Scott says that if the dike were stronger, less polluted water would need to be released into the St. Lucie River. Well, on the campaign trail this morning, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are trading even more insults in the race for president.
It's ugly and uglier every day. Clinton turned up the rhetoric on Trump, who is struggling to explain the change in his core immigration policy. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest from Washington.
This morning, the race for the White House, downright nasty.
He is taking hate groups mainstream.
She's totally bigoted. There's no question about it.
The raging rhetoric has turned to allegations of racism between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, who says Trump is trying to make America hate again.
Trump is reinforcing harmful stereotypes and offering a dog whistle to his most hateful supporters. It's a disturbing preview of what kind of president he'd be.
Clinton even released this new campaign video.
The reason a lot of Klan members like Donald Trump is because a lot of what he believes, we believe in.
When Democratic policies fail, they are left with only this one tired argument. You're racist, you're racist, you're racist.
Trump is struggling to redefine his own policy on immigration and that core plan to deport 11 million undocumented immigrants, polling the audience at a Fox News town hall.
Who wants those people thrown out?
On CNN, pulling back on that deportation force he promised.
You know it's a process. You can't take 11 at one time and just say, boom, you're gone.
The wavering stance leading to confusion and more protests at Trump Tower.
We're undocumented, we're unafraid, and we're here to stay.
Trump says he'll give an immigration speech in the next week or two to clarify his stance, just one of many issues for that first presidential debate 1 month away from today. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
And voters in Sarasota and Manatee counties have until this Saturday to take part in early voting. The Florida Secretary of State Ken Detzner is encouraging voters to take advantage of the early voting period in case the state gets hit by a severe storm. Detzner says the state is closely monitoring the tropics and he is in constant contact with the Division of Emergency Management. He says it's too early to tell how Florida will be affected, but he's urging all supervisors of elections to take precautions by evaluating all polling sites and developing a plan for communicating to voters. Again, the primary election is scheduled for this coming Tuesday, which is August 30th. And a new rule finalized by the Obama administration could make it easier to save for your retirement plan. It encourages states to run their own retirement savings plans. The state-run plans are promising new options for people who are saving too little for retirement. 8 states have created their own plans, and some require some employers to automatically enroll workers if they don't offer their own plan. Now, the Department of Labor is also proposing a rule that would allow some large cities to follow suit. 1/3 of the U.S. workers don't have access to employer-based retirement programs.
Volkswagen has now reached a settlement with U.S. car dealers following the company's emission scandal. The details of the settlement are still in discussion, but 650 dealers are involved. Volkswagen says cash payments will be included in this settlement. The company has until the end of September to submit their final proposal to a U.S. district judge. Volkswagen has already reached an agreement with car owners and will pay $10 billion buying back or fixing affected vehicles. The company will also pay nearly $3 billion in environment mitigation. NASA is getting one step closer to its mission to Mars. Scientists only have one more splash test to perform for its Orion spacecraft. In its most recent test, a pendulum and explosives were used to fling a test capsule into a pool of water at 25 miles per hour, as you just saw. More than 500 instruments were used to study the level of strain on the heat shield and aluminum cabin. Crash test dummies were also inside to measure the safety designs. Orion sailed through its first unmanned test flight in 2014. Another unmanned launch is scheduled for 2018. The agency hopes Orion will carry astronauts into space by 2023.
The Rays and the Red Sox wrapped up their 4-game series at the Trop yesterday. Tampa Bay with an opportunity to break even in the series. 6th inning, the Red Sox up 1-0 after loading the bases. But Jake Odorizzi gets out of it by getting Jackie Bradley Jr. to ground into an inning-ending double play. The Rays responded with Brad Miller, who has been on fire since they traded for his supposed replacement at shortstop. He has an RBI here and ties the game. And we go to the 7th inning with Mikey Montauk, who was 0 for his last 34 at-bats. He comes through yesterday. Well, actually, he would come through, and the Rays win it 2-1. They tie the series. Now they travel to Houston. They'll start that series with the Astros today.
All right.
Good. Yeah, it's good. And they can affect the outcome of the playoffs even if they're not going to be in it. So it gives you something a little more to play for besides pride.
Yeah, true. All right. Cool.
Good deal. Well, I don't know about cool. It's going to be another warm one today. But also the tropics heating up as well. And we're going to break that down for you with a little system coming our way by early next week.
Okay.
Right, and Sarasota County begins testing mosquitoes for the Zika virus as part of the fight against the spread. I'll tell you more on Health Smart.
Air
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
A message from the Pulaski Law Firm. You started there right out of high school, learned your trade and did it well. And the asbestos you handled, well, that was just part of the job. If you worked in the trades and were diagnosed with mesothelioma, get the best care available, then call us. You may be entitled to financial compensation without ever going to court.
Call 800-236-4994.
And see how we can help. Mesothelioma, don't fight it alone.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
Temperatures are rising, and the deals are harder than ever during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler. This is a required monthly test of the emergency alert system. Had this been an actual emergency or dangerous situation, official messages and directions would have followed the alert tone. This test is brought to you by the Florida Division of Emergency Management, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and your local broadcast station or cable provider. This concludes the required monthly test.
All right, up and at 'em, everyone. It is Friday morning. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi, and we get to tackle the day because we all know that the weekend is finally here. So let's get excited about that, huh? All right, current temperature in Sarasota, 79, 79 in Venice, 79 in Inglewood. That's kind of redundant, right? So let's go further inland, 76 in Arcadia, a little bit cooler in Lake Placid, waking up to very nice conditions over there, 72 degrees at this time. Okay, so the weather headlines, highs in the 90s today. We've had that for the last several days, and then scattered showers and storms. Some storms really developed to our south yesterday due to a boundary, but looks like we could have more scattered storms around the Suncoast this afternoon. And then a tropical tease is in our forecast, and we'll talk about that in just a second. We've been talking about that for several days, but we'll tell you what the scoop is as we get into this weekend and into early next week. Right now, due to that boundary, still kind of hanging around to the south here, we do have scattered showers over the Everglades. We're taking I-75, going across Alligator Alley into Miami. We could run into some shower activity there. But by this afternoon, once again, easterly wind around a ridge of high pressure. We're looking at showers and storms along the Suncoast. But all is clear at this time on this Friday morning. But here's our futurecast, and I'll show you that the showers will start to develop as we go through the afternoon hours through Manatee, Sarasota County, and even down into Charlotte as well. Okay, here we go. That tropical tease I was just teasing a second ago. It was first Invest 99L. Now we have a disturbance here, and this thing has just been meandering for the last several days. And it looks like this thing now has kind of fizzled out a little bit, but there could be some more intensification over the weekend. Our models show that over the next 2 days, only a 30% chance of development. Over the next 5 days, the chance goes up 60%. Why? Models are taking it in this direction, which is in between the Bahamas and Cuba, and the water temperature is very warm, talking about temperatures of the water being in the upper 80-degree range. Now, we did have dry air deterring this thing from developing. We also had some wind shear. So the conditions, though, as it moves over the Bahamas, look to be more favorable, but I think it may run out of water real estate as it will approach land. Now, there still could be some intensification, but I don't think this is going to be a hurricane, so we can all breathe a sigh of relief, which is good news, but we will get some heavy rain out of this and also some gusty winds. I don't think, like, say, tropical storm or hurricane force winds, but we still could get some gusty winds with some high surf. Speaking of the surf and tides and all that good stuff, 4:02 p.m. will be the low tide this afternoon. For the boating forecast, seas at 2 feet with a moderate chop. And how about the 7-day outlook? Well, again, all eyes are what's coming our way early next week with this system.
Thanks so much, Josh. As far as your roadways this morning, out in Lakewood Ranch at State Road 70, there's an accident at Yuleen Road. Be aware of that. Not seeing much of a slowdown because of that at this point in the morning. The interstate is clear. Not seeing any major slowdowns on the Palmetto bridges. Looks like 41, a little slow spot there as you approach Cortez Road northbound. Also a little slow heading east on State Road 70 right at the intersection of 301. As you head into Sarasota, I'm not seeing any slowdowns there. Looks like our roadways are pretty clear. Some more cars on the roadway at this early morning hour, but nothing to slow you down. And there are no accidents or slowdowns this morning as you head into South Sarasota County. While state officials continue to monitor the Zika virus, the Florida Department of Health says 11 new cases Thursday are all travel related.
Health officials maintain the two main areas of local transmission are in Miami-Dade County. However, 2 non-travel related cases were confirmed in Palm Beach County, as well as one just north of the Suncoast in Pinellas County. The state is looking into those cases, but Governor Rick Scott expressed frustration with the CDC for not providing more prevention kits, as well as frustration with President Obama and Congress.
If we need to put up more state resources, we will. The federal government to date has not been a good partner. Congress went on recess, so that's disappointing. But hopefully that when they come back, the President and Congress will figure out how to work together.
To further push for an agreement on funding to fight the Zika virus, Scott says he plans to meet with members of Congress next month when they return to D.C.
But Sarasota County is bringing the latest Zika virus testing to the Suncoast. The county mosquito management will be able to test local mosquitoes for the Zika virus and start fighting it within 24 hours. Their new lab is still under construction, but in just a week or so, it will be full of all the latest equipment in mosquito research. This will cut the time between detection and treatment of an infected area, ultimately to save more people from contracting Zika.
One of the goals that we have is not only to be able to test more mosquitoes, but to be able to test them at a much higher sensitivity for mosquito-borne viruses and to do it in a much faster turnaround time so that we can help the public.
Currently, they'd have to send the mosquito testing to Kissimmee, which could take 5 to 6 days. So this will allow for now 24 hours. The new lab is expected to be fully equipped and up and running within the next 3 weeks. Well, we all know eating a diet full of sugar and fat is bad for our own health, but new research is showing it could affect the health of our children as well.
A study led by a development psychologist at King's College in London found there could be a link between an unhealthy pregnancy diet and ADHD in kids. In addition to ADHD, there can be an increase in conduct problems like lying, fighting, stealing, cheating. It could have to do with changes in the child's DNA. Researchers say it's best for pregnant women to consume foods high in fiber and omega-3 fatty acids.
A great turnout last night for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer kickoff reception as the organization prepares for its annual walk, which raises awareness and provides support for patients and survivors. Some 300 people were on hand at the Ritz-Carlton in Sarasota, including our own Bob Harrigan and his wife Susan, who is a breast cancer survivor. Susan shared her story, and Manatee County Commissioner Carol Whitmore is also involved in the walk.
It's a very hard time of their life, and we need to show our support to these women. They're going through a really hard time right now.
The Making Strides Walk is set for the morning of October 22nd at the Sarasota Polo Club. You still have time to sign up. 400 people already have, and nearly $23,000 has already been raised, according to the organization's website. It is a great event. I went last year, and incredible to see the survivors, people that are still fighting.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I just lost a friend from college 2 weeks ago to breast cancer. Kathy Shilley, a friend in town, is suffering right now. And Bob and,
yeah, we've been following their story so closely.
Amazing how they both went through, but I've never seen Bob brought to his knees. You know, he's full of bombast, strong, burly guy, and he was just devastated. And obviously, Susan fought it with such strength that it's inspired everybody.
Really has.
Yes,
so be a part for sure. Stay with us.
We'll be right back.
Shop GoWildHonda.com. Lease a new Civic for $174 and no down payment, just $174. Get great clearance deals now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
From meeting curious lemurs to feeding big cats and hosing down rhinos, there's never a dull moment. And sometimes these amazing animals chime in. Tune in to Animal Outtakes to find out what they have to say.
Welcome back, two of my favorite guests, Cash 3 and Play 4.
Surprise! We're Pick 3 and Pick 4 now.
Whoa!
But we still play exactly the same. We just got a fresh new look.
Speaking of surprises, I have one for you. Say hello to Pick 2 and Pick 5!
Introducing the complete Pick family of games.
We're family now.
The new Pick 2 and Pick 5 have joined Pick 3 and Pick 4 to give you more choices in your daily gameplay. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
Welcome to the all-new Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice.
Seymour smiles.
Seymour selection of quality new and pre-owned vehicles.
Seymour for your trade-in.
Seymour savings.
Discover the new Buick and get cash back for up to 16% of the MSRP on select 2016 Buick vehicles. That's nearly $8,000 cash back on this Buick LaCrosse.
Seymour now at Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice. Go to SeymourBuickGMC.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Just because someone grows older, does that mean they have to grow apart from their friends or from the things they love to do? With Right at Home, it doesn't. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to help with personal care, housekeeping, meals, and most of all, staying engaged in life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I sure am.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Shop GoWildHonda.com. Lease a new Accord for $189 and no down payment. Just $189 or 0.9% APR. Get great clearance deals now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
It is 5:55. Here's what's coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. Residents and businesses waking up this morning to no water after a main broke yesterday along Bee Ridge Road. Crews will be working today to fix the problem. The Manatee County School District wrapped up its investigation into how a 27-year-old man was able to board and ride a school bus before it was discovered he was not a student. The man is facing trespassing charges and has a pretty big criminal background. And local emergency management officials are watching closely a tropical system that could impact Florida in the coming days.
A campus police officer at the University of Arkansas found himself in a stinky situation. Well, the Arkansas Razorbacks is what they're known as, not the Skunks, but this officer ran into a skunk. He wasn't taking any chances when he came across the little guy. Corporal Gabriel Golden found the skunk walking around in circles with a cup over its face. Excuse me.
Oh.
Now Golden leaned in to remove the cup and throws it away before running away from the animal. That was good. You got to be pretty quick. Psst. You let him go.
I don't
Unfortunately,
think
he was able to avoid that. But you know how that is. You're supposed to take a bath in tomato juice if you get sprayed by a skunk. That's what takes it away. But
wow, he was pretty brave to risk that. I don't think I would
have done that. But you know what?
That.
See, he was risking life and limb to be able to save the little guy. See, protect and serve.
Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew. Oh, that was a cute show.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, the good
but Pepe was kind of like a stalker, if you remember.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the girl he liked, but
we'll think on
that one. Yeah, it's 5:56. We'll be right back.